Hey family, what's up? It's me, your girl Melissa D, just checking in with you, going live to my Activation Nation group and to my Facebook page, Activation Hour. Thanks for joining. Do me a favor, if you're catching this live, put hashtag live. If you're catching the replay, put hashtag replay. So I make sure that I address all of my amazing audience. Listen, I'm going live to share with you guys new live stream tips that I've learned as I help you activate your voice and amplify your story, as well as letting you behind the scenes on a few new toys I'm playing with in my studio to help improve my live stream experience and the quality. So, do me a favor if you're watching, I'm gonna give you a few minutes, guys, so you can come on and say hello. And if you're watching, let me know if you can hear me okay, because today I'm using a lavalier mic. I typically would be using a Blue Yeti mic, which is a USB microphone for my live videos, but I wanted to switch it up a bit to give me some more liberty and freedom to move around. How many live streamers do I have out there? Just raise your hand if you are live streaming to your audience, because this is a great way for exposure and to show your personality and help people get engaged in what you're doing. If you're joining me from my Activation Nation, just drop hashtag Activation Nation at the bottom so I know that you're rocking with me and that you have joined the group. If you want to join the Activation Nation group, you can definitely join us on the journey to empowering 1,000 coaches, speakers, and entrepreneurs to use your voice to amplify your brand, tell your story, and monetize your message. Okay. So, again, that's Activation Nation. We have several of our group members here. So, I'm testing out a few things. I need you guys to be my test kitchen. Can y'all help me do that? Can you help me be the test kitchen a little bit? So what I'm doing right now, I'm checking my stream quality on my iPad, which is a little low because I'm not hardwired, and I may need to be to do that. Okay. So it looks like I do have good audio. Hey guys, thanks for jumping in. There's several features that I've added to not only improve quality, but also to build an audience and monetize so that I can keep improving the studio and bringing great content. Now, here's the thing I want to do really quickly, which I may add this as a permanent feature in my studio. So hang tight 1 second. While I'm switching this over, if you are a supporter of Activation Nation and the Activation Hour, you know, one way that you can really help us build this brand, because people ask all the time, Melissa, how can I help? How can I be a part of what you're doing? Well, one of the ways that you can help us is that we are now on Buy a Cup of Coffee. You can support us. Click this link below in the comments. We're at buymeacupofcoffee.com/activation hour. And that way we can continue to bring you great content. And our goal is to come out of the studio and activate voices in the community. Just buy a cup of coffee. Got it? All right. So I'm going to switch over my audio quality because I don't like, I'm looking at two monitors here. And I want to share with you some tips in case you are in my group or my YouTube channel going live. Okay. So one of the ways, preferences. Phenomenal. Okay. So one of the ways that I'm trying to improve my studio, like I said, is microphone quality. So let me know, for those of you who are regular listeners, if you hear me better with the lavalier mic than with the USB mic. I've been testing it out for a while now. That way I can go out into the field and take the show out to businesses, interview those of you out in the community, and give more of a personable experience. Okay. Because I don't like being limited. The studio is pretty cool, but I want to get out and move around a bit, and this will allow me to do that. All right. So what I'm going to do to improve quality, which is like live streaming one-on-one, have a USB connection. Okay. Definitely don't like the quality that I'm getting, so I'm going to do this. Sometimes this happens. You're going to do trial and error, which is why I'm coming to you guys for some help in improving the All right, I'm back and we're gonna test out. That's the big difference. Sometimes you may or may not get a good Wi-Fi signal. And so that's much better. That's one of my fears of going in the field with the show is having really bad Wi-Fi, which is why I'll probably be doing this from an iPad Pro to get a better signal. Still not the best that I want. So, tell me some of the things, some of the issues you're running into as you're going live on your own as well. I'd love to hear from you guys on what's working and not working for you because I'm going to be testing that out. One of the other things I wanted to share with you is that I'm using and testing out teleprompters as I go in the field. Many of you have expressed, well, Melissa, I would go live more, but I don't really know what to say, or hey, you know what, I need to kind of write out my thoughts and ideas, and so I'm using Teleprompter with my iPad Pro. This is actually the Teleprompter app if you use Apple or iOS devices, Mac devices. This is a sample, so you can adjust the speed at which you want it to play. You literally just type your script and it will run at whatever speed you want it to. I've started using this for the podcast, for Activation Hour podcasts, on Fridays to help me remember some of my show notes. So again, it's not a free one. I think I may have paid like uh, under $10 for it. It's not free, but it's well worth it if you know you need a script or something in front of you. Okay. So I'm using a digital app teleprompter, which is pretty cool and amazing. Okay. It lets you preload all of your content and all of what you want to say for your scripts. All right. So that's the second tool I wanted to show you. One, I'm switching mics. Two, I'm testing out how to get better streaming quality even out in the field, which scares me a bit. But sometimes you got to switch it up. Many of you guys said you love seeing me out among people. If you're watching now, give me some feedback, or you can jump on and we can do a little live Q&A. How's that? So for my YouTube and my Facebook group, you can join me live right now. Just click the link that's in my comments. And you can pop up, you can turn your camera off or leave it on, and I want to do a little live Q&A about tips to go live, tips for interviewing, but also tips for content and media. So while I'm waiting on a little of your Q&A, I'm gonna tell you what I've been up to behind the scenes and tips, mistakes I see people make when they're creating content, and then they get all these amazing pictures and videos or whatever, but they don't have a plan for how to use it. It's one of the biggest mistakes I see. So now you get pictures that really don't match the campaign or the marketing that you're trying to do. I see that a lot. And so I've had the opportunity through my corporate gig to work on a major production the last few days, 3 days of shoots, tons of models and talent and all of that. But there was a plan. There was 6 weeks of planning before we did that, because people spend thousands of dollars for videographers and professional content creators, but don't understand their strategy. And you get it, and then like some people I see, you go out and you get these great photos and you're dumping all of them on social media at once. It's like, no, that's a gold mine. You don't want to give the people all of your content at once. You want to kind of drip it out slowly over time. And so that's one of the things I wanted to bring to the community, to see what you guys are doing with your content. So again, if you're watching this now, drop me a comment, hashtag live or hashtag replay, so I know you're on there with me. I see a few of you jumping on right now. And if you want to join me for live Q&A, like I have all these fresh ideas in my brain from being on set the last 3 days, I've clearly understood things to prepare for. If you are going to do a commercial for your brand or your business, there's some very specific things you want to have so that you don't miss a golden opportunity, for behind the scenes. People love to see how your product comes to life. They love to see how you're marketing your services, and that's how we've been helping our clients. Also going to be doing some field interviews. We have several of you who are in my Activation Nation, where I'll be doing pop-ups, activation pop-ups, to activate your business. Many of you are clients, longtime clients or new clients, and you say, hey, Melissa, I want you to come check in on my business. So I'll be doing business checkups, to see how you're using your voice and amplifying your story while building your business and your brand, and sharing that with you guys. So I want to again see who's with me. Okay, great. I got a few of you that are here live right now. So either drop your questions or, like I said, you can jump right here on with me live using the StreamYard link because I want to hear from you guys with your questions so you get the most out of this group. All right. Um, Another tip thing I'll show you behind the scenes. Some of you ask me like the number one question I get, Melissa, what equipment, what microphones are you using in your in-home studio? Okay. I have a list called My Favorite Things Livestream on Amazon. This is one of my favorites. It was $39 on Amazon. It's on my Amazon favorites list, which I'll drop a link to that for you in the comments. I get this, y'all, you guys ask me all kinds of stuff. Listen, I'm just kind of a natural tech junkie. I don't call myself a tech expert. I just do a whole lot of trial and error. So I just dropped that in the comments for you guys if you want to check out my favorites list. I've had this mic, this lavalier mic. You can see that I'm wearing today. Let me know. Drop me a comment on the sound quality. So how it works, if I can kind of get to the clip here, it's remote, it's wireless, so I'm disconnected, and then my receiver, if you can kind of see it, I have a receiver over here connected to my iOS device. Okay, and so that way I can move around. The cool part about this is that I'm also able to use it as a mic with an attachment to my iPhone. Okay, I have an iPhone 10XR. If you can see this little piece right here, I use this to connect the receiver to my iPhone. And now when I'm in the field, I can use my iPhone for interviews. All right. Many of you may have saw the live video. I did a live school opening and I've done some things in the community. And quite honestly, even though I have a Canon M50, my iPhone gets the job done. It's easy. I'm not lugging around heavy camera equipment. So what this does basically, it just plugs as an adapter on the end like headphones, and then it plugs into my iPhone so that I can then use the audio. You ever like listen to people in the field and you got all this other noise and interference? Well, this helps me remove the noise and interference. All right. Just trying to think of ways to amplify as we're getting more partners, sponsors, people are loving the brand, and I want to bring you quality content. And you got to invest back in the brand. So you guys have been great at investing. And speaking of investing in the brand, here's one of my other favorite ways to monetize. If you're looking to monetize your live videos, your podcast, and your content, here's one of my new faves. Buy me a cup of coffee. If you know me, you know I love coffee. Buy me a cup of coffee. You can become a fan, sponsor, or supporter of the Activation Hour. Or if you're in our Activation Nation group, we're dropping memberships where you can pledge $1, 5, 10, whatever. Buy me a cup of coffee. Hardworking content creator, and you can drop that in the comments. So you can click the link for buy me a cup of coffee, activation had backslash activation hour. Got it? Cool. So live Q&A. Who has questions for me? I see a few of you are still live. I keep wanting to say happy Friday. This has been the Fridayest Wednesday ever for me. I just like want the week to be over or something. I don't know. But Q&A, how many of you are going live for your brand? Because honestly, it's been a huge way to help me monetize outside of just my customers and clients. I don't just rely on the services. There are other ways I'm showing you, like this other side. I hadn't clipped it back on me yet, but this is the receiver for the wireless lav mic I'm testing out. Usually, like I said, I'm typically, when you see me live or doing the podcast or the show on Fridays, I'm using a Blue Yeti. This is just a sound muff or whatever, but to buff the sound that you hear, background sound. But that was one of my concerns going out of the studio. Remember my last video, I said, come out of the house, come out of the cave. I'm coming out, but I wanted the right equipment to still give you good quality. And so the next few days, I'll be testing this out. On Thursday, I'll be in the field live with our very own Nina Nation from 243 & Co. They're members of Activation Nation. And we'll be out in the field. So I'll get to test out all this cool equipment. So if you're just jumping on, put hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. So again, the 3 things I showed you guys today was my $39 lavalier mic, which works exceptionally well. There's several other brands out there. This is the Hotech brand. Rode has a brand. I mean, there's so many different brands that I could name. But again, you can check out my favorite things list on Amazon. I'll put that in the comments right there. Just click that link and you can get my favorite things on Amazon. Also, um, I'm testing out teleprompters in the field, especially because I'll be interviewing guests live. Had a chance to do that with many of you that are friends and fans of the show, interview you live at your businesses and out in the field. But I use this as a live teleprompter. You can type whatever you want it to say as prompts to remember your lines. Don't you love that? You can adjust the speed. Yeah, so talk back to me. Tell me what questions you have, or if you're trying out some new things to amplify your story and activate your voice in the field. All right. So again, drop me a comment. I'll be sticking around for a little while to answer questions in the comment, or you can always jump on me on with the jump on air with me live here at the activation hour. Just click that link and I'll bring you up for some live Q&A. Cool. All right. Last thing I'll share with you before I jump off for the day, because I always want to share my favorite tips and tools. Um, Many of you have asked Melissa, how in the world are you creating commercials for your brand, for your business, or even my live intro? So if you've never watched the show, here's the intro. InShot. I do all of that creation from my iPhone. Straight up. I do all of that creation from my iPhone 10XR in the Adobe InShot app. InShot is an amazing app. It may take me, it has templates on there. InShot can help me kind of change the aspect and put in video transitions. I've also used a tool called Videos, but it was $37 a month. The InShot app, I was like a lifetime payment for the app, so I canceled a lot of things that I was using in my business. InShot gets the job done. I also use templates such as Mojo and Mosho, and I'll type that in the comments if you have questions, so that if you want to create little video snippets, like how I create commercials for the show, if you want to do a commercial for your business, I'm giving you all these freebies, guys. So talk back to me. So I use Mojo for stories. And if you're watching, just type that in the comments for me. Mojo, Mojo, for stories. And I use Moshow, Mosshow, for video, promo video. All right. Mojo and Moshow is what I use. Cool stuff, right? I'm just like, these are the tips and things I learned out in the field, working with other creatives and professionals. And I want to make sure you guys, Mojo for stories, Mojo for video. You got it? Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you got it. And again, if you're watching live, just drop me a hashtag live, so I know you're rocking with me today on this Wednesday afternoon, and then hashtag replay if you're catching this information afterwards. All right. So last thing, again, if this information was great, don't be stingy. Make sure you share it with other people. I want to get you to go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, as I'll be going live more with tips behind the scenes. I'm not just the host, I'm a producer, and this is how we're building our audience. Subscribe now at Activation Hour on YouTube. Also, you can join our Facebook group at Activation Nation 1000. All right. So thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the next one. Again, tell me what you think about these tips. Don't forget to check out my list on Amazon, and I'll see you in the group. Bye.